Hey, Teaquilters. Let me pull you all up here. Great. Today is Wednesday, February 15th, 2023, and we're here for live chat. Gonna be working on getting some things ready for quilt retreat, and I thought I'd share my projects with you all tonight. So that's what we're going to talk about. We can talk about your projects, what you're currently working on. Like that is here saying hello, Miss T and all T quilters and quilt family. Mrs. T, I also watch your interviews. Congratulations on a superb job. So thank you. I'll give the link to that. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Hey, T quilters, did I see retreat? Not mine. I'm getting ready for another one. Dolores Felt saying hello, T and all quilters, coming in from the chilly, cold Midwest. Chiefs Kingdom. Joe Cormel saying she's ready. What's the 411? Miss Topaz says, hey, T and fellow quilters. Joan E says, hey, everyone, or hi, everyone. Bonita Nance, hey, Miss T and everyone. Beverly Akins, hello, T and T quilters. Kathy Ryle says, hi, T. I watched your interview with Stephen and you were awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you coming over. Mona Did What's here saying, hi, T and everyone. Nicole Baldwin, hello. Zandra Oldham, hi, T and everyone. Mary F. saying, go Chiefs, I need to clean up the kitchen. She'll be back. Hey, Tiffany of Tiffany's Quilting Life says, hi, T and friends. I'm cutting lots and lots of fabric up. That's what we're supposed to do, trying to use some of this stuff, right? Deborah Holloway saying, hi, T and T quilters. Don Cunningham, hello, fellow quilters. June Henson, hi, T and everyone. Francis Jackson saying, hello, Miss T and all quilters. Helena Carter, hi, T and all quilters. Colette Starks, awesome interview with Stephen. Thank you. Sandy Agger says, good evening and special joy be with you all. So thank you. That's sweet. Remo JS is here saying, good morning, but good evening, I think is what she means. Rochelle Sear says, hello, everyone from Washington State. Hello, hello. And then Judy Hebert is hi from Wet, Georgia. Rosalind H says, hello, T and everyone from California. Janet Mackerel, hello, T and everyone. Howard L Lady says, hi, T and everyone. Sanding saying, awesome interview. Remo is also reminding people to hit the thumbs up and show your love. So thank you. Shirley Peters saying, hi, T and everyone. T Roberts saying, hey, T quilters. Michelle the quilter saying, hi, T. I like to see quilters packing for retreats. Where are you going? And then we've got Sharon Lewis saying, hi, T and quilters from Washington, D.C. at work and listening. Darcy Savali saying, hi, T and everyone as well. So it's a lot going on. I have not, we had, was that this week? Do we have a Zoom this week? I can't even remember. No. So I haven't sewed since Saturday. I've been doing a lot of cutting and preps for retreat. So I'll talk about that. I also got a box in the mail. I think I know what this is, but I just wanted to open it up here because I wasn't sure if I had the person's email address. But I remember somebody asking me if I wanted something in the chat. And I think that's what this is. So let me open this up and find out. It was in my P.O. box. Oh, this is different. Okay, I'm thinking this is something else. So this is different. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing else down here. We've got a box to hold Klondike bars. It was just holding space. So this is different. This is Just a note, it says, this is a gift to you. Last time I was on your live, you mentioned you like fairy frost. This has been in my stash for a while. I purchased it for a project, then changed my mind. So I hope you can put it to use. The panel comes from a guild member who passed. She donated her sewing room to the guild. While going through the items, I ran across this panel and you came to mind. I think it is lovely. I hope you do it as well. I want you to know how much you are appreciated. I love your lives and I have followed your videos for a number of projects. Thanks for the tips and the laughs. Sue Baker. Oh, and the beautiful fabrics for my elephant quilt. So, okay, so I do have, I wasn't sure because it didn't have the full name on here, so I wasn't sure if I had email address, but apparently I do. And then this is the Fairy Frost fabric, and I don't know if it's gonna have a number. It's by Michael Miller Fabrics, and it does have a number CM376 Fairy Frost. And I do like Fairy Frost, and I collect fossil ferns. I have bought like fat quarter bundles of Fairy Frost and never have purchased any yardage. So this is the second piece of yardage that I've gotten in the past month. So that's really cool. I appreciate that, Sue. Thank you so much. Rose Hinton is here saying, hey, Teaquilters. Carolyn Cupola says hello from Washington State. And Maddie Barnum is here saying hello to you and everyone. And then this panel, ooh, it's feel like it's hand dyed or it's a dyed fabric. Oh my goodness, this is really pretty. It's gorgeous. Well, thank you, Sue. This is really, really cool. Look at that. I'll bring it up a little closer, but I wanted you all to see the whole thing as much as I can. But this is just gorgeous. Ooh, I love it. We're supposed to be having a challenge project coming up in May at our retreat. So I have to pick a panel. Not sure if it's going to be this one because I have to make sure I got supporting stuff, but it will be used. I love it and thank you so much. So that was a pleasant surprise. I was expecting Crown Royal cut pieces in this box. Like the back pieces for the Crown Royal bags. That's what I was expecting. So what a wonderful surprise. And people are saying how beautiful it is. Don Cunningham, wash your hands. Brenda Foley. She was in here earlier. Your comment didn't pop back up. And Beverly Akins, Maddie Barnum, Rosalind, Remo, Nicole Baldwin, June Hansen, and also Bonita. Yeah, so that's really sweet. What a pleasant surprise. And so what people were talking about, I will give you a link down here if it posts to a YouTube video that I did with Bland Enterprise, which is the idiot quilter, which he is very far away from being an idiot quilter. I think it's a cute name. But I did last week when I did Donna's interview on Monday. We did that one live. And then I also did an interview where we videotaped a Zoom meeting. And so that's what he uploaded on Tuesday. So I've just given you a link. If you want to just go out and open a new page with that link, and then you can come on back in, that would be great. But you can go watch that interview. So between the interview that I did with Handmade by Yin with Donna, and then the interview with Stephen Bland Enterprises, I'm not sure if that's his last name, but yeah, they ask some of the same questions, but some of them are different. So you get to know a little bit more from one side to the other. So both of them were great interviews. Very honored to be asked to be on their channels. So if you all get a chance, please watch those videos. I mentioned Donna's last week, so you should have already watched that one by now. And then I also just put the link in the description box for the new one that I did this week that came out this week. I did it last week, but it came out this week. And I'll post it again a little bit later for people that come in late as well. So I enjoyed that. So that's one thing that happened this week. The other thing I've been doing is I babysat. When did I babysit? Oh, for the Super Bowl game. I was trying to think. When did I babysit? But I did not buy one piece of fabric. I had a couple of people sending me links to various things going on. But it's like, you know what? If I don't need it right absolutely for a project, I'm not going to do it unless it's grunge at a low price. So trying not to buy any fabric right now, like that's not for sale fabric, just to put in my stash fabric. I'm trying not to do that at this point. I did upload some videos. Sorry, I think I hit the mic. I did upload videos on my fat quarter bundles, and the photos that I have for that bundle, they sold out immediately. They were gone before I got up next day. I was up in the middle of the night doing it, and those were sold. So I pulled some more fabrics so that I can cut new bundles, and I'll make another little quick video. I put it in the community tab on my YouTube page. I also put it in my group, but they sold out immediately. I didn't have that many, and I'm only going to make 8 of the next group of fat quarter bundles. So stay on the lookout for that if you're looking for fat quarter bundles. They are 10% cheaper than if you were buying the 4-pack bundle. So if you get them in the 30-pack, you get 10% off what it would cost if you were buying 32, I guess, at $13 per 4. So you get a slight discount. Let's see. Melina Montoya says she watched both, so thank you. Joe Carmel as well. So some people saw me on Donna. So good evening, Deborah Sims Brown. And Joe Carmel Perkins, she had me cracking up right before I was going live. Got a notification that she was watching a video of Kevin and I cutting up about 2 months ago, where he was supposed to be taking over the live chat, which he did not do the entire chat. I already knew that. Darcy's reminding people to hit the thumbs up, and if you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell so you get notifications about when T is here for us. So thank you, Darcy, for that. And wash your hands, since that's right, no spend 23. I don't know if I can make that because I've already spent money, but I'm just trying to watch it, not necessarily on a budget, just don't have place to put it. Okay. Helena Carter will send the Crown Royal scraps. Okay, that's fine. I couldn't remember who it was, and so when the box came, I told y'all, when I'm in live chat, I don't remember what's going on in live chat, and then when the box came, I go, well, that must be what that is. And so, but it's no rush. Sue GSD is here saying hello to you and fellow culture. Somehow I've acquired a haze over my right eye. Going to doctor tomorrow. Good thoughts appreciated. So prayers for you, Sue, for your vision. And a lot of people were putting them in the chat as well. Ray Mahone says, hi, sis, and everyone. Hope everyone enjoyed their Valentine's Day. Sheila Willis says, good evening, T and all T quilters. Saw both interviews. Well, thank you. What's a good price for grunge? Grunge is a fabric that it's going to cost you $12 to $13 a yard, depending on, it's a new fabric. It's one of the staple fabrics for Moda. So it's not going to go anywhere. So as fabric prices go up, that's going to go up as well. If I can get grunge for $10 or less, I consider that to be a good price for grunge. Every once in a while, I can find it for maybe $8 a yard. So it just depends. I showed you all a haul a couple weeks ago where I had gotten some grunge from a store that was closing. So it was $7 something, I guess, a yard. I can't remember right now. But they had like 5 of them, but I think I only purchased 3. So I was selective in what I was getting. So just didn't buy all 5 of them, but I did buy 3, and I bought what they had left on the boat of the 3 because it wasn't a whole, no, on 2. And the other one did have a whole lot, but I just bought 3 yards or something like that. Someone with LaWayne is here, says, evening gang, hope you all are doing well. I'm fighting a cold. Well, feel better. Dee Dee Hansen here from Michigan. Hey, Dee Dee. So it just depends on, a good price is one of those things that are subjective to other people as well. But you kind of also got to know, do your research to know, what you're normally paying for it and when you actually are getting a good price. Now, I don't have Moda fabric isn't sold by most distributors unless you're getting it straight from Moda for the most part. So, yeah, so it's hard to get it at wholesale that way. And then when you do, you have to buy the whole boat. So there are probably a few grunge colors that I could probably use the entire boat of. But for the most part, I just like a lot of different colors when I'm doing things. So I wouldn't want to necessarily buy full boats of the entire grunge line. That would be probably over my budget for quilting. And then where am I going to put it? Okay. So it just depends. So the thing that two things about retreat. One, I think people are getting, when I put in retreat, people are thinking that it's the Teaquilts retreat. This is actually the retreat for my local quilt guild. This is their retreat every February President's Week. Again, we tend to have a retreat that goes from Friday through Sunday. So 3-day, 2-night retreat is what I'm going on this week. So Saturday, I may come live, but maybe what I might do is be live and just showing you me at retreat. And that's depending upon my devices working. Because I remember when we were in there before last June, Wi-Fi wasn't so good. People had bad reception. So I don't want to be on for a period of time with bad reception. But I might just come on and give you all spy cam of me working at retreat. And then I might just talk, here or there. So you can see what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going to be sitting. I always try to get there a little bit early so I can get the spot I like so that I don't have everybody else in my video the entire time. And then I will go around and see if people want to talk, to anybody or share what their projects are at retreat as well. So I do that normally on Saturday. So we'll see how Saturday plays out. It's one of those things you go by how you feel. And then I do ask people before I get to them, instead of just pointing a camera on them, if they want to be on the camera, because you don't want to put somebody on a video that doesn't want to be in your video. This is not my retreat. It's not, I can't force somebody to be on a YouTube video. So I'm trying to be careful with that as well. Yeah, right, Betsy. Talking about T, you can stock your fabric in my house. I live close. I just bet. Sue says, hope you'll be able to relax and have fun at your retreat. I am. I'm prepping now so that I can have fun at retreat and try to get some things done. So I'm going to talk about that. And See Joy Creation saying, good evening to you and everyone. I'm getting in from work and glad to be here. So welcome, welcome. And Joe Carmel, so have fun. What projects are you taking? And then I do just want to slightly mention the Teaquilts retreat. I have contacted the center and have not heard from them. I contacted on Monday. So I'm hoping that they still have our dates on the schedule. I have not heard from this lady, so I don't know if she's on vacation or what, but I don't have time right now to call. Tomorrow's my daughter's birthday. I also got to babysit. I also got to pack my car. So the last thing on my mind before I look up, her hours are done. And then it's too late for me to call. I got a lot going on right now. So I'm hoping that I'll at least call her next Monday or Tuesday. Also, I will be there Friday day. So I might just walk up there and ask them to have her come see me, or she should be coming into our room to do an introduction. And so then I can talk. And maybe, I don't know if she's no longer there. People can change jobs, but I haven't heard anything in 3 days. And I wrote on Sunday night so that it would be there for Monday. So I haven't heard any final prices for the 2024 year yet, which they told me wouldn't be available until January 2023. Well, it's February. So I'm waiting on that still. So I have done something, but nothing still concrete for you guys. Hey, Crystal L. And Dorsey says, we're driving to Colorado from Minnesota this weekend to check out college for my son. So have fun with that. That's really fun. And Teaquilters, you have inspired me to make a Crown Royal quilt. So I have been going to my favorite pub and asking for the Crown Royal bags. Most bars throw them away. They will save them for you. So that's cool too, that they're going to do that for you. So, and I hope you enjoy making it. So that's the other thing. I am planning on taking my Crown Royal quilt as one of my projects. I did on Saturday sew all of my remaining A blocks. I have not been in here, have not touched them, have not pressed the final blocks. So they're still in their same condition. And then I need to make 25 what I'm calling B blocks. So I have to do that. But I've been leaving this to pack last. I got the fabric here for the setting and the blocks. My pieces are all sitting here so that I won't forget to take that. So that's going to be one project. I don't necessarily need to finish this. Like I said, this is not something that I am currently have a end deadline for. It's just something that I've been using for the sewing chats. So I'm just going to show you some of my other projects that I'm taking. If you all remember, I bought these tapestries. So I have this tapestry in orange, and all I'm going to do is that I am just going to, it's kind of like a panel, but it's a huge panel. They're about 60 inches square. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 2 borders on these. And I have, see, this is off of my grandfather's side. My grandfather, my grandmother and my grandfather were married for a number of years, and then they got divorced, which was really kind of unheard of back in at that time, especially in a Black rural community. But they got a divorce, and he started a whole nother family. So we still go to family reunions and go to family events in Detroit. And sometimes I see some of the extended family that also moved up to Detroit with some of my other relatives that are my blood relatives 100%. And so yeah, I bought, I thought what I could do with these panels is I have 2 sisters, and they have said that they wanted some type of African quilt. Well, I don't know if this is going to meet their qualifications, but since they've never contacted me to order a quilt or saying that they wanted to pay for a quilt, when I saw these tapestries, I thought these would be great for me to make into quilts for them. So I bought 3 different colors, and I have more of these tapestries in the colors that I like, and I'll talk about that later. But so all I'm going to do is for each one of these quilts, I'm going to put on side borders that are going to be 4 inches, and then I cut 6.5 inches for the top. This is the first border. So this is a black with white on black, and this is a black on white. So this is going to be the sides. These are going to be the top and bottom. All of them, all of the quilts have the same fabric. So this doesn't change. So I won't be showing that anymore. And then this last one, for this orange one, I'm using this particular print for the borders all the way around. I got a 4-inch side border, an 8-inch top border. And how I decided what to cut on these borders was based on the print of the fabric as well. The fabric had like a 16-inch repeat. I knew I wasn't going to do a 16-inch border, so I cut the 16-inch in half and cut it at 8. And then I just cut this one at 4. Half of the 8 was 4. So that's how that happened. So that's one, and I'll open up the last one. I got a bag here from that Bonita Nance made, I think. But this is Bonita Nance bag, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm just going to put these in here. So I have had these things in here for over a year and have not done one. I probably got about 7 of these things, 6 or 7. Okay. So my goal is, when I go to retreat, I try to prep as much as I can so that I'm not spending, like, it took me all day yesterday to select fabrics, to go through my African print, select fabrics. And then when I said I'm giving it away, in my head, I don't want to use my favorite African print. So when I make mine, it'll be a little bit different. And I even bought fabric at Missouri Star for mine. I got a fabric that's a white background with black Afro picks. That's what's going on my quilt. So that's not going to go on these. But when you start saying you're going to get stuff away, you don't want to use your favorite fabrics. Quilters are kind of nutty like that sometimes. So I have another one that is red. Hey, Beb Dixon, Cheryl Knuckles, Blackbird, Cynthia Shade, Teresa McCormick, one of my second great grandfathers married 3 times and had 25 kids. There's over 1,000 or more of this family at the family reunion. Yeah, we have a big family. It's 12 of my mother. So this one here, this is the one that I was disappointed in because I ordered red, thinking that on screen it looks like a vibrant red like that or a Christmas red, and it came out to be this palish pinkish kind of red. Okay, so I wasn't really happy with this one, but I decided to use a darker red I didn't want to use the same color for sure, but I wanted to use something darker that was going to bring out the red. So I'm using this kind of red snakish print. And so this one didn't have a necessary repeat that was obvious to the eye. So I decided I was going to use that. So Zella says she's from West Michigan. So this is number 2. And I'm trying to wrap everything up so I don't get fabrics mixed up, because some of these fabrics can be used with any quilt, any one of these tapestries. So that was the pinkish red one. And then another one that I have, it fell out. My pieces fell out. It's this kind of baby bluish color. And again, on the screen, the color looks a little bit darker than what I saw. And that's the problem with computers and screens. And it's like every screen that I looked at, and then it's also deception. Okay. Now, I did go back to the site and they ended up having a color that was called burgundy. So it's a little bit darker on that red. So I ended up ordering that again in the burgundy-ish color. And it is a little bit darker and I like it a little bit more. So for this one, I really don't like this baby blue. Somebody else might. But I ended up I got my measurements that I cut in this one. So hold on a second. So I was really trying to get the color away from this baby blue. This print does have like a navy blue, and then it has a white. And what happened when they print the white, some of the navy kind of ran into the white, and it kind of looks like it could be baby blue in this particular area here. So I'm using that as the color that I'm pulling for the blue here. It's not a perfect match, but I don't like that color anyway. And so then with me adding this bolder print, it would be more of the focus once you get away from what the tapestry really is about. So let me open up this blue one, because I just didn't want to open up one in the middle. And then because I'm sure you all have forgotten what this tapestry looks like. Hey, Phyllis G. So let me show you what it looks like. And you're not going to see it all here in this room. But what it is it's a lot of famous African Americans, most of them anyway. I think I haven't like done a full look at this panel in a while, and eventually I need to sit down and write down the names of all the people who are in here. But I'm just trying to give you a little glimpse of what's going on here. This is the top, and I think there is Dr. King there. So quite a bit going on. But what it ends up being, all of these people are making up the hair on this panel. Now, I can't see what you're seeing at all. And then in the eyes has the words, my roots. And then she's got one hand that's up towards her eyeglasses. And then the upper part of the body, the shoulders, clavicles are in. So that's what all of these panels are. And I like what this represents, and especially with African Americans. And the thing about our hair, it seems to be it's not a problem for us about our hair, but it seems to be a problem with other people about our hair. And so and how much pride we put in our hair, and we don't like people putting their hands in our hair. And this whole panel to me represents a whole lot. And so again, like I said, on mine, I'm actually going to use the white with black that has the Afro picks, because now you can understand why I have that fabric put aside for mine. And I just like to do stuff with African fabrics just to show people how to use them. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it, other than I know I'm using the Afro pink fabric. But I just wanted to share this panel with you guys. People are asking, where did I get this panel? I actually got these panels off of Amazon, and that's another reason why they are not true to color, is because I think they're coming from China or something like that. I'm not sure. But one time I got them, they came really fast. Another time I got them, I got all three colors, and then they came at different times. And one took like almost a month to get here. So, yeah. And I think I need to fold this in thirds so I can get my piece in the middle here. And I'm just trying to keep stuff, because if you're cutting a lot, so I'm trying to keep what goes together wrapped up. I got all my borders done. I'm hoping that I haven't miscut, because I don't think, I might just put a bag in my car and put the extra pieces in the bag. But I don't plan on taking it in, because I don't like to, at retreat, I don't like to cut like extremely big pieces. I do that better on the back of my long arm system. So I got those three things that I'm hoping to get done. And like I said, just 2 borders on both of those quilts. And then here, I'm not going to be sharing any patterns with you guys, but I have cut one project. I'm not sharing the pattern now. I'll share it with you when it's done, because I don't want you all to go get it done in 2 days, because it is a quilt that can be done in a couple of days. And but this is for my scrap quilting club. Every quarter we have a project that we're doing. So I am in the process. I have this one completely cut out. It's in a container here with all of my pieces. I cut that, I don't even know what the name of that lady was, but that Riley Blake fabric that I got from the African American designer, fabric designer, that they had fabric for. So I have cut that out. I'm hoping, this is January through March project, so I'm hoping that I can get this done. So first thing I want to do is get 3 of those quilt tops bordered, and then we'll go to this. And then I also have on my cutting table the project for April through June. And so I got those. I've taken a picture of it so I can know what fabric layout, because that one has a fabric layout. And So I won't be sharing those until I get those done because they are part of my scrap quilting club. So that's the only reason I'm not sharing that information now. But when I share the project with you, or if you see it in this room, um, after, especially after I get the due date done, March is right around the corner, but I'm hoping that I can get this one done at retreat, and you might see it in the retreat recap. Okay. So, yeah. So that, and then I got two. So I haven't shown you all the other one because I got the fabrics laying in order. I did take a photo of them, but I didn't want to pick those fabrics up. Yeah, I'm actually using batiks on the other one. And then my so that's two actual projects. And then I've got this one for 3. I'll just take it as a backup in case I need something. And then the 3 things that need to have a border. So always take more than what you think you can do at retreat. Now, they are doing some projects. They're pretty simple projects, but I probably will not do those only because I've got my own agenda of things that I need to do. So right now I don't need to start somebody else's projects. I need to start what I need to do for the things that I'm involved in. So I'm opting not to do any of the retreat projects. They're doing a table runner. They're also doing a star quilt, like medium size, I guess, 40 inches wide or something. So it's not that it's a lot of half square triangles. And it's like, if I'm doing that, I may as well be working on the stuff that I need to get done for the groups and things that I'm participating in. I've also been cutting more pieces for my boho heart in the African style because I'm just cutting squares. I'm cutting those, and I have not worked on boho heart anymore. I'm caught up and past. We're working on the first section from this block here over and then up. So that's our current assignment that came out on Monday of this week. So I'm caught up, and then I did the next one. So when I come back from out of town, I'm not rushing trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So I am like technically 2 steps ahead at this point. I'm trying to stay 1 step ahead of the group at all times. So I can, if I have any issues, I can share that with the group. Let's see what you all are saying here. Joe Cormel says, I love the panels. I bought the orange one for my niece, so that's nice. I too like to have all my projects cut out and organized before a retreat. And that's what I'm basically saying to you guys here. If you know that you are going on a retreat, try to prepare as much as you can. Sometimes you can't prepare. Sometimes you just don't have time, and that's the whole reason why you're going on a retreat, is because you can't sew or do anything at home without interruption. But if you can, it's best to try to prepare for a retreat as much as you can. And I've been preparing for retreat. I started last week with cutting some of the pieces for my African boho heart quilt. I also Crown Royal, like I said, this is just a filler. I don't even have to touch this at retreat and I would be okay. But this week, pulling African fabrics, I had to go into storage and pull some out. And then I made the video for really a couple of customers, and people started ordering the fat quarter bundle. So what do you all think I did for Monday and Tuesday? I've been cutting fat quarter bundles. Okay. So, and then yesterday I said, okay, you got to quit messing with these fat quarters. You got to go and cut for these borders for these quilts. So then while I was pulling fat quarters for the bundles, I was putting aside pieces that I could possibly use for borders, and without even having the panels in front of me. So then I had to reject some that were just totally way off. And so, but yeah, so like I said, these are not going to be my favorite panels that I'm going to work up, but for somebody that's not paying for it, it's a gift. And what's the panel means, I feel like, and then their age, I would say that they're probably mid 70-ish. But there's some good looking women for their mid 70-ish. And so they're going to fully understand. They've lived some of this stuff as well. So I think I want to get it to them sooner rather than later. It's been a couple of years that it's been already. I bought them a year ago and still didn't do it. But, it's not totally my fault because they never contacted me and said what they wanted either. But I think these tapestries have a weird, kind of like a cheap felt with a backing on it. But I think once it's quilted up, and I'm just going to do some very simple quilting on them just to get them out, maybe swirls because of the hair afro with all the people and they're kind of moving around. Maybe I'll just do swirls or something. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be doing custom quilting. This is just one of those get them done type projects. So but yeah, the whole point is if you can, when you're going to retreats, try to get as much done. And another reason for that also is that one, you get more stuff done. Number two is that sometimes you go to retreats, you just may not have a table for yourself, or there are different sizes to tables. Some tables are 6 feet, but they may only be 24 inches wide, and then some other ones may only be 18 inches wide. So it makes a difference on how much space you're going to have. Some retreats you may not have a table. You'll have a person sitting on this side and then another person on the other side of the table sitting on the opposite side. So you just never know how much space is going to be available to you at a retreat, that you can keep your cutting, keep a cutting area out without having to move your sewing machine. So I try to do all of my large cutting before I even go on retreats. When I'm cutting borders and things like that, that's got to be done ahead of time. If I'm cutting something else, small pieces, blocks, or whatever, yeah, you can get away with that in your work area. So, but I love retreats. Julie M says that she's never been to a retreat. Do you quilters only bring almost finished projects to finish at the retreat? Some retreats, like I said, they have their own projects and they give you instructions for what you need to have cut. Or if they want you to do a sewing step ahead of time, like sometimes if we're making, say, an iron cover or something, they may say, or a sewing machine cover, they may say put 2 pieces of fabric together with batting and quilt prior to coming to the meeting. So that might be all that you get. Some of them, like if they know you're going to make 200 half square triangles, they might tell you to pre-cut your half square triangles before you get there. It just depends, and you kind of do whatever it is that you want to do. It depends. So there are different retreats are set up different ways. And then the nice thing is, at any retreat you go to, regardless of what everybody else in the room is working on, you can work on what you want to work on. You don't have to do what they have sent to you. You just want to come. So if it's something that you've got to get done, somebody's wedding quilt, I think that trumps somebody else's projects that they have planned. You can just sit there quietly when they're giving instructions, and then when it's time to sew, you just sew on your stuff. As long as you're not asking them for information or help on what you're doing, if you know that you can handle what you're taking to retreat, it's not a problem. And then I don't bother the instructors with my own personal projects. If I need some help or have a question, I go to one of the participants in the room instead of going to the actual instructor, because there's nothing more stressful than you're teaching one thing and somebody else is coming asking you about something else. So I always play my courtesy card. You don't want to be that standout person in the room because you're asking an instructor about something else that she has nothing to do with. And if you are, another tip, in any class, if you are taking a class, never ask somebody else in the room how to do what the instructor has already told you to do, and maybe you don't understand it in the way that she's teaching. But if you wait until she does the full announcement, then maybe you can go to her after that and say, I need a little bit more help. I must have missed a step or something like that. I don't fully understand. Never say you. And because it's weird how when you say I, and then when you go to somebody and accusing in the you, how people take things. So just go, I need more understanding. I have a friend. She make masterpiece quilts. When she's in a workshop, it's like teaching quilting to a 5-year-old. It's like you would never know that she's made all these masterpiece quilts. She gets flustered in classes because she's listening to all the tips. She's listening to, you hear all the chatter about what other people say that they're going to do. Me as a teacher, when I'm in anybody's class, I am quiet as a church mouse. Anything going on is staying in my head. I don't let anything come out. Even if I'm not going to do what that instructor has told me to do, like if she tells me to piece my block this particular way and I know that that doesn't make sense for me, that's not how I'm going to do it, I never voice that's how I'm going to do it. I sit there and I do what I'm going to do. I don't ask her any questions to help me. I know what I'm doing. And so I don't want to give anybody else advice. And people will look over eventually and say, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing the block, but I'm doing it a different way. And they go, well, what are you doing? No, we're not discussing that here. It's disrespectful to the instructor. So I just don't do that. So there's there is like sewing etiquette, quilting etiquette that I think we sometimes forget when we're in the moment. uh, Darcy is reminding you to hit the thumbs up if you haven't, so thank you. Panel came from Amazon. I don't have my real phone here. Let me see. Let me go out of here and see if I can go to. It's probably called My Roots, but let me see if I can get to Amazon in here. I don't know if I ever took my Amazon account off of this phone, because this phone doesn't leave the room. Look like it. Hold on. I'm just going to go into my previous orders and search for it, and then I can give you a link. And I do have an Amazon affiliate, but I don't make much money on these off of Amazon. I can't spell tapestry. TAPESTRY. I'm just misspelling it. So of course it's not coming up. And it might be, hold on, I still got it misspelled. And Amazon search is not very helpful with that. Okay. So, okay. I'm just going to give you all a link. I'm not going to do all of that reading. I'm just going to go over here and get you all a link. Okay. How come did you leave my chat page? I don't see a share button. It's not giving me a share button here. Hold on. Copy associates link. And then I'm going to paste this into the chat. And I don't really know if that's my link or not, but at least it copies. Somebody make sure that that's the right picture for me. Just somebody click on it. That's that. Let me go back up and finish reading the chats here. So that was Shaquita answering as well. Do you keep all your projects on a spreadsheet with start to finish dates? Yes, and I have a video showing my works in progress, and I don't know if I can do that while I'm on here. Hold on. But I do know that I do have a video talking about my works in progress in an Excel spreadsheet. I'm just going to put in Teaquilts and type in Excel. I have a few videos on different things with Excel, but let me see if it pops up here and I can just give you a link. And it's going to be a YouTube video. And it may not give it to me right out here at Google. I'm trying to do it at Google instead of losing my page. I'm trying not to lose my page in the chat, and no, it did not give it to me. But it's not bringing up any YouTube stuff, so I'll go get that in a minute. Hold on. Let me keep reading comments. I'll put that in here in a minute. Hi, Diana Sewing Adventures. Rose Hinton says, to sell a competition quilt, do you have to be to sell a competition quilt? Do you have to be in a guild? I don't think you have to be in a guild, period, to enter a quilt into any quilt show if you're talking about a competition quilt show. And then you have the option, if your quilt, say, wins a AQS quilt show, you have the option of whether you want, I think the first place, if you're accepting best of show, you don't have a choice. I don't know if they still have it where if you're first, second, or third, then you have the choice of selling your quilt or not. Some things change over the years. I haven't read the rules in a long time, but you have the choice of whether or not you want to sell your quilt in any show that you put it in, if that's what you want to do. Some shows do not offer for quilts to be for sale, like our local guild. If you sell your quilt, that's between you and the person who comes find you at the quilt show and says, are you willing to buy that? So, but you can sell any quilt that you can sell if somebody's willing to pay for it. Don says, your relatives will love these. Your nun favorites will be spectacular with your experience and eye for color. That's what I'm hoping. It's just, I just know I got better fabric that matches the hair stuff for me. Because they didn't have a whole lot of it. So I didn't want to put the Afro pick in their stuff. I wanted it for mine. Darcy's reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Says 132 people, only 69 have hit it. So thumbs up if you haven't. Elizabeth Bevins is saying, good evening. What are you working on? On Wednesdays, I don't necessarily work on sewing projects. It's more of a live chat. Every once in a while, I might come on and work on a project, but we basically are talking about quilting type subjects. And we've talked about retreat. And, I use these type of videos to inform people of some of the little things in quilting that people may not be aware of. So we've talked about retreat etiquette a little bit, some of that, as far as when you're in classes and stuff, preparing for a retreat before a retreat so that you're not doing a whole lot of prep work at retreat when you could be sewing. And also you got to remember to take more projects than you think you will work on at retreat, just in case you get everything done. And it's a lot going on at retreat, and you're going to be having social time too. So the more you have done ahead of time, if you're socializing, talking to people, and then you feel like you haven't done anything at retreat, that's not a good feeling either. So I try to prep things that I can ahead of time. I'm not trying to sew everything that I need to have sew, but if you know that you might want to lay out a quilt top, make sure all your blocks are done. So just tips. Mary says, I'm in a block of the month, and last Saturday, while the teacher was explaining how to use a ruler she uses, a lady said, you should use such and such a ruler. It's easier and faster. I felt so bad for the teacher. Yeah. And I really hate that. And that's another reason why I don't do a whole lot of social media. That sometimes can happen in your chats as well, while the teacher is presenting something on social media, and then people are in the chat telling people what they can and can't do. So I don't like it personally. I think that you should wait until the instructor gets to that question. If somebody is presenting something, you let them present, and then they're going to ask you if you have any questions, or you be kind and raise your hand. So you can ask question down in the chat if it's on social media, and if you're in class, you can raise your hand. But some things are just inappropriate, like suggesting that somebody use another ruler. That's the type of thing that I sit quietly and I do over by myself. I'm not going to go introduce that ruler to anybody else in the room. If somebody asks me what it is, I'll let them see it because I don't want to be rude to them. But if they're asking me any information about it, they just need to watch what I'm doing, because I'm not going to be discussing that. This is not my class. And I just think it's rude when somebody takes over an instructor's class. It's just rude. I've had that happen in line dancing as well. I've had teaching line dance class, and somebody comes up and says, that, not even really say it, they just started saying, do it like this. And I'm like, where did you even come from? It's like, it's just rude to me. It's ridiculous. But things happen. You have to be prepared for everything. Thank you for insight about classes. That's Joan. Francis Jackson saying she paid the rent, which means she's hit the thumbs up. So thank you. Link works. Thank you, everybody that let me know that the links work. I wanted to make sure because I wasn't sure. When they shorten it, I can't see what it is, and I had a hard time finding out how to share it on this phone. Every device I have is totally different, and I didn't see what I was looking for in a normal space to share on my other phone and my iPad and my desktop. Okay, they all different. Hey, Teresa Louise, I quilt too. Hello. I'm good, and I'm not laughing out loud. And we need new weather. I don't know what June is saying. I'm gonna move on. Works in progress video for the Excel. Thank you, Tom. So Tom, I didn't realize Tom was in here. I must have missed his intro. So thank you, Tom. He's giving you all the link for where I did a video on my works in progress. Now, when you go watch that video, my works in progress is well over 100, probably 150 in that video. And the reason why I have a lot of works in progress is because I'm an instructor. Number one, that's part of it. And then number two, I'm a technique junkie. And then number three, I make YouTube videos. So I sometimes don't finish those projects because if somebody calls me to come teach a class, I have those samples available for me to use when I'm teaching class. Now, I teach a class called the Exploding Star, and it's a pattern that I have on my website. I have made 3 or 4 of those quilts, and I have a 5th one that I'm about to quilt. I bet you any money, soon as I quilt that 5th quilt, somebody is going to want me to teach that class. I've since gotten smart because I'm one of those people I teach by telling you, showing you, and assisting you. And you got the pattern that you can read. So whichever way that you learn, I'm there for you during that time period. I've gotten smart and I've started making fabric felt pieces that I use so that I'm not having to keep a sample of the project, because I'm like, I do not want to make another one of these exploding star quilts. But yeah, so you got to think of creative ways. So it has prevented me from starting a 6th exploding star quilt. Okay. Yeah, I did. You know what I have an issue with is I'm typing in here and the thing is trying to help me, and then I hit the wrong button because my finger points, like I get the letter next to the E, like the W. I had a W in tapestry instead of the E, and I'm trying to put the E in there, and then you've got to go and get the icon back to the right spot, and it never hits the right spot. So it's just sometimes typing on these devices is a pain in the butt. So Janet Cahill says, sorry she's late, and saying hello to everyone. Hey, Janet. And June was trying to say most of the snow is gone around me, so we're lucky. So good for you. Hubby has a cold. Hope he feels better. See, George reminding everybody to hit the thumbs up. Everybody is saying thanks for the link, so y'all go buy them out. But like I said, I probably have 2 more orange. Orange is my favorite, and I think I have 1 red. I do not have any more of the pale blue. For some reason, that color just didn't appeal to me, and I feel like red will work equally as well for a man if you just did a red, white, and black quilt. Or you want to get the burgundy or maroon color, whatever they call it. It's not the red pinkish color. It's a little bit darker. So you just want to know what you're buying. You're welcome, Elizabeth, saying she appreciate all this information. My husband does too. So got another one with a code. Sandy says, if I didn't pay you my money, don't tell me what to do. Giggles. Right. Luane said he's talking to somebody else. Yeah. So yeah, but it's like, there is quite a few other. I may have to do a video because I have some funny things about quilt etiquette that it's some of it is like true, and then but you kind of get the point, but they try to do it in a joking manner. I'm gonna have to see if I can find that. I thought that was pretty funny. So Janice talking about, thanks for the link, got mine. I knew that was going to happen. I said I'll lose half the room when I put the link up here. But thank you, Tom, for that. I was trying to, I think I did make it so Tom gave you all the Excel link for the video. I've given you the link for my interview. So let me put that back in here because we're going to be leaving soon. And nope, the video for the link is gone because it's up in the blue section. No, it's not up there in the blue section. That would be a lie. I got the Amazon link there. I copied that Amazon link. I wasn't supposed to copy anymore. So let me see if it'll let me go back to find my previous link for the interview with Bland. Stephen, I'm thinking it's Stephen Bland. Yeah, here it is. I'm just going to copy this if it'll let me. It took me to the page. Now let's see if it'll back me into where I was. Of course not. That's how it be, right? But I got the link here for my interview with Stephen. So you all can go watch the second interview. I did 2 interviews last week. So if you haven't seen this one, please go ahead and click on those links. You've got links for the Tom interview I just put at the bottom. Tom Eckery gave you link for the Excel worksheet, how I organize my works in progress, what data I collect. And then I also have given you an Amazon link to those panels that I talked about. So you've got 3 links in here. I also have a video for things to pack when you're going on retreats for those that have never gone to retreats. And my list is very extensive. Not that you need to take everything on the list. It's just a list of things so that it's like a trigger for you to say, this is what I need to go take to retreat. Not that you need everything at retreat. Main thing you need at a sewing retreat is to not forget your foot paddle. I don't know how many people have come to retreats and had to go back home and get their foot paddles. And thank God they were local retreats. This is a local retreat. And we didn't have to drive 2 hours to go back and get a foot paddle, because that has happened before as well. So I'm going to go ahead and end here, guys. Thank you all so much. Again, I hope to come live on Saturday. I'm not sure what time. I might just even come early during the day or when I'm working. You never know. So just keep an eye out for me Friday through Sunday. I just might cut my camera on and just have you all watching me as I'm sewing, or if I can chat, I might chat, but we'll see. I'll have my devices with me, and hopefully, well, I'm hoping my phone, because my other devices didn't work last time with the Wi-Fi at the place. It was very blurry, so I'm hoping that my phone will do better. So maybe I'll do a test on Friday to make sure the phone's going to work. And then Saturday night, I may not do as much talking as I normally do, but you all can just be a spy looking into the retreat. All right. So you all stay safe, be blessed, and quilt out, everybody.